something I need to discuss with you. Nice clean dock, Captain.
Need a hand with something.
Good day, Captain.
Welcome aboard the UC Vigilance. Did you have any questions before I escort you to the command? I'm not authorized to divulge information about this vessel. Suffice to say, it's one of the... Yeah, listen to him carefully. The commander's a one-and-done kind of officer. Other than that, just observe standard military decorum, and it should keep you from serving any... All right. So, you're the vanguard that took down that terramorph on Tau City. You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it. Damn, that must have been one hell of a firefight. I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Akande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Howdy. I woke up in the middle of the night once and found Ensign Betty tinkering with some machine. Does she ever sleep?
Excuse me.
Hello.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe Kande, UC SysDef. Glad to have you aboard. I was beginning to think you were having second thoughts about Commander Dwala's... UC SysDef is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle big picture stuff, we deal specifically with pirates. Since you're already involved with the Vanguard, I don't have to underline how important your contribution will be. It appears he certainly picked the right person for the job. So, now that you're part of the team, allow me to... This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDef's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson. Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element that we need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can... The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting in... Let's get one thing straight right. I don't care if you're from the Vanguard, the Navy, or the technician that scrapes the carbon scoring off the engine nozzles. In my eye, I do. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Sersha. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. That's classified. Suffice to say that the smuggler who was previously holding it will be spending the... You'd better hope so. Sersha won't be easy to do. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to Evid. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. Eager to get going? Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet. Then you better learn to swim. I've studied your profile. I know you can do this. Not about... Just use your... I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, as an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected... Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control. To put it simply, you can't go into every situation with guns blazing. Think before you act. Calculate what you're doing and pull the trigger only when it's... At the end of the day, your primary goal is taking down... The Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one thing: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into it. That's what I wanted. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about... Now. For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working. Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with the fines. That's easy to answer. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance. And when you feel you've got... Beyond that, you're completely on your own. All we know is that she's been with the Trade Authority for years. She's shrewd. I'm afraid she's... dismissed.
Hey.
Pardon. Yes? Most of our operations team graduated top of their class at the Academy. If there's fleet out there, we'll find them. Yes, what?
Paying the United Attention. When you have the time, of course.
Hey, hello.
Yes?
How can I be of service, Captain?
thinking about you.
Hi. Please disregard.
Excuse me. Yes. What?
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need... While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you... If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating... You better make it, because Commander Akande cashed in all his chips to... I want data slates. For the sake of the settled systems, that minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates... If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand. Yes, of course. I'm sorry if I brought up any painful memories. Oh, one last thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return. Well, that's just it. You're not... And speaking frankly, you're completely out of pocket during this operation. So, if I were you, I'd stop asking questions. It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Akande... All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your... We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sedona. That should do it. We'll be keeping them close at hand until this operation is complete. So, we'll be holding them in the Vigilance's brig. If you're feeling particularly ruthless, you could always head down there and say hello. Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this... Well, I don't think I need to tell you. Not really, no. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate... Let's just stick to the job, but, let me know if you need anything else.
Howdy.
Okay, hello.
Mole. I don't know about you. No, I don't. But you're Vanguard, right? Volunteer forces don't get the strictest background check. But if... You guessed it. In fact, I'd say you've got what linguist... But I'm not just any pilot. I like your confidence. And there's always room in the squad for another apex predator. Just be sure you know who's... Long story. I got my start... I eventually got recruited to do test flights on... Me and 3 other Archangel pilots did some work on some extremely dangerous... But I caught in a few favors. I cut my teeth on... But after a couple slick... Thing is, compared to that... Try not to forget who you are, okay? It'd break the commander's heart to have to hunt you down.
Pardon. SysDef Marines are the best of the best.
Welcome to the brig. As a member of SysDef, you may talk. As a personal rule, I simply ask that you adhere. That means no mud on your boots. Besides the fact that it's healthier, a sanitary brig is important. In my experience, a prisoner will hide a ship. The cleaner a space is, the easier it is. Normally, I'd say trying isn't. In that case, I'm not. That's a loaded question. We are, but with the Crimson Fleet, you have. True, but I'll be the as chief of. Until next time.
SysDef Marines are the best of the best. Hey.
Where to next?
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
I have things for you.
Docking seal released. You look hurt. Might want to head on over to the line.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to... And by sensitive, I'm guessing you mean something you don't want, Ulysses. I can probably help you with that. What have you got? I'm not talking price until I know what the hell I'm... Aurora, huh? Nice.
The Trade Authority turning away contraband. Now I've seen everything.
No, they're right. What they didn't tell you is that I have a self-preservation streak 1 kilometer wide. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well... Well then, we have nothing left.
You've got something for me?
You bring me that finder's fee? You must be new. In our business, not that... Sure, go ahead. You should... Listen, love, You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do...
Well, well. It appears she suddenly remembers everything.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Go... If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing... Oh, and, it's been a...
When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss.
What a lot.
Need to talk to you about.
Stay away from the Sixth Circle.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single... Okay. Okay. Yeah. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you... Yeah, well, she isn't running the show.
Well, this is utterly ridiculous. Do we really have to jump?
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal... Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked... He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on a second. No one said anything about killing. All I said was, I want my money. How you handle that? His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll... Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most
Yeah? When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Remember our last conversation, when you told me the artifact? Well, it got me thinking. So I dove into our archives and started looking through Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described, doesn't... Really? I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the... She absolutely was. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation, and took... Yeah, I thought so too. That's... You know, Aja and I... We catalogued unusual stellar phenomena, a few habitable worlds, and... Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like... Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation. Yeah, you know, being alone in interstellar space. Some people find that terrifying. I find it... At this point, I'd say you've graduated from protege, and, you know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time... I respected her, and I considered her a dear friend. Had that been true, I would have resigned my post and moved to Paris. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit. Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon cop. You see, it's clear that we... I don't know if I deserve to be that close to any... If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, please give me some time.
What now?
Yes.
Miraculously, there were no civilian casualties. An eyewitness said that it was
A friend offered me a nice fish box, but I'd make it double up.
Something I can... Adler Camp. Of course, I owe money. I owe Deimos. I owe my landlord. I owe Galbank. Heck, I have a tab at Parsec Deep at Cespear. It's an... So why don't you just leave... Adler, you said? Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home. Adler. Oh, wait. You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring... Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a... Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now, okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone.
Perhaps he's already been through enough.
What games? Sure. I guess I could ask for a 7-day shift. I don't know. Well, I might be able to... Sorry, but... I know. If I give you the last of my... Holy crap. Thank you.
Civilian city security is here to keep you safe. If you see something suspicious, please don't hesitate to report it to any security officer.
Hey, gotta go around the...
How's it going? Take your time. And ask me if you need anything. I'm here. Cool. That's what we... Yo, stay good out there.
Invoices can be collected from... Oh. No.
Worked. Past tense. A shame, too. We had such hot... Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But I invested no small amount of But then he decided... I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. But at this point, it's probably...
That won't be necessary. But we would like...
Oh, I loathe the Trade Authority. Is it...
Why? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the So if you were able to find him and convince him to...
I couldn't have put that better myself.
Perhaps a little advance on my part. Visit the Sixth Circle.
There's nothing like fresh.
I could use a break.
Have something for me? There, would you look at that? He going to be a problem anymore? Nice, nice. You're kind of a natural at this. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get... You think you can handle running with my, That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Neva Moore. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to... Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you, too. Don't spend all that... I don't have any other work right now. I'm so pissed. What the hell do you think I'm going to do with the stuff? I'm going to flip it and make a ton of money. You think Carl's booze addiction was bad? These Deimos Dusties will blow their entire paycheck to get zoned. Honestly, I consider it a public service. After all... What, to see your best buddy now? His debt's been satisfied, and an exact... Unless he does something stupid. You want to know about Neva, huh? You ever heard of the galactic cannibalism phenomenon? No? See, then the bigger one, just Neva more. And whatever you do, other than that... Let me give you a bit of advice. Don't blurt out crap, because the walls around here have ears, and those ears belong to snitches who run to you. Then, when they finally let Adler go, he has to hunt down the people who are responsible for putting him in that position. Does that answer you? Yeah, sure. It's been a real pleasure.
Yes, what? I'm looking to join a crew. Any openings? Suit yourself.
Before you say anything, no. Mars is nothing like Earth. Heck, even Earth is nothing like what Earth used to be.
Fancy seeing you here.
This here's the most important work in the galaxy. We mind...
Hello, traveler. Will you join me for a while? You strike me as someone with an interesting story. I understand. May the road rise to meet you.
Mining takes all types. Young upstarts, former military.
There's no harder working city than Sidonia.
Hey, good to see you again. No worries.
Okay, hello.
Excuse me.
Hey, good to see you.
Every time I see those drawings of the little creature with the spaceship, it reminds me you can find joy anywhere. Sidonia.
Go to Mars, they say. The pay is great, they say. Says the crippling depression.
Check on your shoulder, try to start some fights. Spears.
Sergeant Booth at your service. If you have a... Well, it ain't drugs if that's what you're worried about. You'll notice it happens to miners and anyone else that's been down in the Red Martian. Nothing to worry about any more than anyone else around here. Used to be a sign someone was ready for the Red Devils. Some of the ex-Red Devils still think they're a big deal. They ain't as badass as they think they are. And any that do have a chip on their shoulder and cause trouble, well, I'll put them... Not if I've got anything to say about it. For real, though. I don't know if it's because everyone's too busy working, or if it's because of the military presence, but crime's pretty low. We get the occasional drunken brawls, petty thefts and stuff, but Sidonia ain't exactly a hotbed of crime. As much as someone's last name isn't, friends, acquaintances, and other locals call me Booth. Stay out of trouble.